When your dad is Lionel Messi, you can afford anything, from cribs in the sky to shoes that cost a fortune. These are the stupidly expensive things Matteo Messi owns that cost more than your life. And first up, Thiago stepping out in some custom-made expensive brands. When it comes to shoes, Thiago can never miss a step, all thanks to his pops. For years, Messi has been signed to Adidas, and he's even bagged a lifetime deal with the brand. Messi's deal with Adidas also extends to his sons, including Thiago and his brothers. They rock the latest trainers and Adidas merch, but for Thiago it's more than that. See, ever since he decided to go pro, his dad's always making sure that Thiago gets in on the Adidas exclusives. The kid's even rocking the latest Predators. Thiago gets to even wear some of the unreleased Adidas shoes in the test phase, all because of his dad Messi. Now playing for the Inter Miami Academy, it's almost as if Thiago's on course to match his dad for performances, wearing Adidas cleats. No wonder Thiago's always dropping 10 out of 10 performances. He's wearing them straight from the factory. And I got mine as a cheap knockoff. But the crazy thing is, Thiago's most expensive shoes have a plot twist. Imagine being so rich that boots with his name on them, which he never wore, are getting sold at an auction for over $500,000. Here's the deal. In 2020, Messi wore these boots and made history. He scored his 644th goal for Barcelona, breaking Pele's all-time record of the most goals for a single club. And these weren't just any boots too. Messi's record-breaking cleats had a special name on them, Thiago. It's always been Messi's tradition to wear boots with Thiago's name, and this one was extra special. At the auction, these special cleats sold for $175K, with all the proceeds from it going to charity. Thiago knows how rich his dad is, and that's why he's decided to steal one of his dad's most expensive awards and make it his own. In 2019, after an amazing season with Barcelona, Messi was awarded the European Golden Shoe, and to celebrate, he had his entire family tag along. Thiago was in attendance, and so was his brother Matteo, and Matteo grabbed the headlines for the wrong reasons. His naughty antics got him labelled as the stubborn one, while for Thiago, he got the ultimate win by getting to keep the award. See, Messi himself has stated in the past that he doesn't even keep his awards at home. All his Ballon d'Or awards and previous awards are kept in the Barca Museum. Proof that Messi's never really cared about the awards. He just wants to play football. And judging by the way Thiago held the award, I'd bet Messi let him keep it for being on good behaviour at home. I'm pretty sure Thiago knows just how much this one costs Messi, and he'd be extra careful with it. The Golden Shoe Award has a market value of $750,000. Expensive gold. When Thiago isn't playing pretend Messi with this one with his brothers, he's probably busy in his other expensive franchise. This time it's with both his parents. Yeah, Thiago's a model, and this one runs in the family too. Being signed on to the Adidas brand, Thiago's dad Messi has modelled for brands like Adidas over the years, and even done commercial shots for companies like Pepsi and Lay's. On his mum's side, Antonella Roccuzzo doesn't just act as Thiago's mum, but also owns a fashion store, which she runs with the mum of Thiago's close friend, Benjamin Suarez. It's clear the modelling genes were already in his DNA, and to be fair, Thiago looks like a natural in front of any camera. The kid's even modelling for Gucci. His entire fit in this photo costs over $5K, and this is just one of his casual clothes. Looking at this photo again, it won't be long before Gucci gets him in for an official shoot. His wardrobe has him wearing some of the hottest drip in the game, and the kid never misses. I mean, here's him looking all suited up. The price of Thiago's outfit to Cesc Fabregas's son baptism that day cost over $3,000. Crazy thing is, Thiago's able to afford all these expensive clothes himself because the kid's rich. According to multiple reports, Thiago has a net worth of over $5 million, which includes stuff gotten from both his dad and his mum. Having a net worth of over $5 million at 11 years old is insane. The kid's got more on his own than most ballers 3 times his age manage to save up. No wonder he's able to drip like that. He can afford the luxury life. Add his net worth to that of his parents, and it's no wonder they can afford to pull up in rides like this. A Mercedes SLS AMG, and this is one of the many cars he gets to arrive in with his dad. Being Messi's oldest son, when his mum isn't riding with them, Thiago gets to sit up front with his dad in some of the most expensive wheels I've ever seen. The car collection is insane. This Mercedes SLS costs $640,000, and it's one of the cheapest cars on the list. They've also got this bad boy, the Pagani Zonda Tricolor, with a 7.3-litre V12 engine capable of hitting a top speed of 0 to 60 kilometers in under 2.5 seconds. The Pagani Zonda Tricolor costs Thiago's dad $2 million just to cop it. Imagine pulling up to school in this. Street cred for the entire year. But the most expensive car Thiago Thiago's got access to is so crazy that his dad had to reignite his biggest rivalry off the field just to have it. Messi had always loved the Ferrari 335S Spider Scaglietti, but it was so rare he couldn't seem to find it. Then the news came out that Messi's dream car was being priced at an auction, and after telling Thiago and his brothers, he was all set to bring his dream baby home, until his phone rang, and that's when they told him his rival Cristiano Ronaldo was on his way to cop it. Straight away, Messi pulled up to the arena and ended up making a bid of $36 million to bring this one to his garage. That's Thiago's reality. He's passenger prince on a ride that costs more than the national budget of Hawaii. Thiago's got no issues. The kid lives a soft life, and when he isn't riding in some of the most expensive cars in the world, he's traveling on this crazy big bird in the sky. Thiago's next expensive purchase sets him miles apart, literally. See, thanks to his dad Messi, who's one of the few athletes in the world to own a private jet, Thiago can travel anywhere whenever he wants. Thiago's private jet is just as expensive as it looks. This Gulfstream V also has some super incredible features attached to it. It has its own kitchen, 2 bathrooms, and enough seats for up to 16 people. The chairs can also be folded out back and turned into beds in case anyone needs a quick nap. And that's only the interior. Outside, the design is amazing. On the tail, Messi's signature number is on display so everyone can know who's traveling on it. And to show Mateo's just as entitled to the jet as he is, Messi got Thiago his own special steps. Hey Thiago, if you're watching, I've got to link up soon because all this is amazing. Hey, what's that I missed out on the steps of the jet? Subscribe to Mr. Football. Oh yeah, Thiago, Messi and the entire family have already subscribed to Mr. Football, meaning you've got no excuse. The private jet lifestyle is reversed for kids of the richest ballers in the world, meaning not everyone can afford it. Still, Thiago and his brothers travel in style in this $15 million bird in the sky because they can afford it. Thiago isn't finished though, because when he isn't flying on this big bird in the sky, he's crashing at home in one of his mega mansions. For Messi, finding the perfect home for Thiago and his siblings has been his priority. That's why he spent millions over the years just to make sure they're comfortable. Thiago was born in 2012, and at the time, Messi was still playing for Barcelona, and the house Thiago spent his early years in was the spot. The mansion in Castelldefels is just 12 miles from the Nou Camp, meaning Thiago could come to watch his dad in action whenever he wanted to. The interior of the house is amazing. Panoramic glass windows, a living room with huge couches for the family to bond, some crazy decor with chestnut-covered floorboards, and outdoors, it looked like they were hosting a party outside. A vast open yard, side steps, and a terrace for grilling and dining activities. Thiago's house was so reserved that even plans couldn't fly across the area, and because Messi wanted to keep his son's life private and away from the press, he bought the house of the neighbors living next door, just to maintain his privacy. But in 2021, Thiago received the shocking news that left him with only a couple of hours to leave his mansion in Barca. They were leaving. A lot happened behind the scenes at Barca in 2021, after some of the club's former staff had been caught stealing money meant for the club. As a result, they were unable to afford Messi's wages, and when it got down to it, were left with the ultimate option of having to let Messi go, so they'd be able to register the other players for the upcoming season. Like that, Thiago said his goodbyes to the people he grew up with, packed his stuff up, and was off to a new city, Paris. Thiago had joined his dad at PSG, and they'd agreed to leave the house in Barca. Thiago's former house in Spain initially cost over $1.5 million, but as the years passed, they spent over $6 million on renovations and making sure the place was cozy enough. Now in a new city, the objective was the same for Thiago and his dad, getting a place big enough to call home. They first got an apartment in Ville de Nuit, paying $23,000 a month as rent, and after the first year, the plan was to get a permanent home in the heart of the city, where they'd eyed up a mansion that cost around $30 million. But in the end, they never bought this crib because after 2 years, the Messis were leaving. Thiago had to leave a private life in France away from the cameras and the media, and every time his dad's new team had a bad game, they always came at him. Heck, some fans even gathered just outside their house to boo him. To top it all off, just a few weeks after moving to the new location, the house got burgled after thieves came in and tried to steal a couple of their stuff. It was never safe. In the end, Messi knew there was no way he'd stay there for another year, so after his 2-year deal was up with the club, he had Thiago and his siblings packing bags again. Only this time, they were coming to Miami. Into Miami, and their house over here have them living like kings. Once they got in, Messi could see it in Thiago's eyes that he felt safe here, as did the rest of the family. So he splashed the cash and spent well over $6.5 million on getting a new home. This massive crib sits on the sunny Isle Beach, just 10 miles from the Miami beach. Plenty of sand, tan, and fun times to go around. But it's not just the location Thiago's dad paid for. The house itself comes fully equipped. The luxury luxury condo has 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, a 360-degree view of the stunning Miami skyline, and even a 1,000-bottle wine cellar. Pretty sure Tiago can't drink that much yet. Thought I was done. I'm only getting started. There's also a spa, a fitness center, a yoga studio, and a children's playhouse, all within the apartment. That's $6.5 million well spent. The crazy thing is, this $6.5 million mansion isn't the only crib Tiago privately owns in the States. On holiday season, it's party time in this $10.5 million exclusive. A crib in Ibiza. Tiago's been on holiday here way more times than you can imagine. And why not? It's the ultimate addition. See, Tiago's dad already owned a private hotel chain called the MIM Experience Group in the city, so he just bought this mansion to go along with it. But Tiago only comes here during the holidays. He'd rather just pitch up in Miami, where he's doing crazy stuff with the Inter Miami Academy. Tiago's become so good he's even taking the youth team's number 10 jersey, and has been captain on a couple of occasions. But the reason for that is because his dad set out to give him a gift so expensive no one in the world can afford it. Being coached by the GOAT. For Messi, playing football when he was Tiago's age was his way of escaping poverty, and he's dedicated so much to the game that he's now become a legend. Watching Tiago now, it's safe to say the kid has designs on turning pro just like his dad. And Messi's all out to help him. With the rest of his brothers, they're always outside receiving lessons from Messi, or their other coach, his dog Hulk. Tiago's progress in the game has been steady on the up. From that promising young talent at Barca who maybe got confused by wanting to become a goalie, Tiago's now turned into one of the best young 10s in the country, even traveling with the team to play competitions in Italy. Messi's already stated in the past that he won't force any of his kids to play football, and that in whatever career path they choose, he'd support them. But with Tiago, it's clear that the only path he'd be choosing is football. Can't blame the kid. He's seen his dad do the impossible on the biggest stages of the game and wants to try and copy that. Being coached by Messi is an experience money can't buy, man. The man's a living legend, and Tiago has the ultimate experience of getting to call him dad every day. This, however, doesn't mean that Tiago and Messi always get along, because there have been some times when he's done stuff that stunned not just Messi but the entire world too. From bagging chicks at a young age to even showing his dad he's way smarter than he was at his age. Tiago's a stunner, and you can find out by clicking the next video to see the 7 times Tiago has shocked the world.